Sup nerds, today we have Royal Knights versus Magnamon X Armor. Josh starts off by hatching Digimon, evoing into Vmon, and then evoing into Magna for 3. I hatch Drazel, absorb Drazel, play Magnamon for 2 memory, and then play Cool Boy for 4 to give him 3. Hope for the best. He promotes. Swing security, 8k, 1 check. So I block with Magnamon, and what's cool here is I have 2 interruptive effects. So I trigger Magnamon's interruptive effect first to draw a card, and then trigger Cool Boy to play a Mechamon for free. And then he just hard passes, and I'm like, uh-oh, did he brick? My Drazel absorbs my Drazel. I play Last Guardian for 4, Scourge top 3, add Omni X, no question. Bot deck the rest. And then gain 2 memory off Drazel. I play Blanc for 3, trigger Blanc's effect, discard Crimson Mode, draw 2, and then his turn at 2. I discard Crimson Mode even though I don't have a dupe in my hand because it's not really good against an armor deck. Just deletion-based effects just aren't that good. Josh hatches Vmon. And Josh just hard passes. I absorb my last Drazel. He is clearly bricked. Unfortunate. I play Digimon GX for 2 memory, trigger Cool Boy, gain a memory, draw a card, trigger GX, tuck Magna to attempt to blow up the Magna, he armor purges. I swing security 5k with a Mechamon, check a Fire Rocket. Fire Rocket actually blows up the Mechamon, it's the only blocker on my field. Gets absorbed by my Drazel, we take those. I play Medieval Gallant for 7 by suspending his guy and my guy. And this is actually a misplay here. Something I should have done to play around a Medieval Gallant from him. I should have not popped it and then end of turn Vortex Allianced into him. That way if he Medieval Gallants me on his turn, he'd have to pay the full 11 memory and wouldn't get to reduce it by 4 by suspending my Medieval Gallant and my Digimon GX. Alright, he plays Magnamon for 7. I trigger Medieval Gallant, blow him up, my turn. I draw, GX gets absorbed by Drazel. It's really unfortunate that he's bricked after I've established a Medieval Gallant, because now he's in big trouble. Anything hard play is just going to die. -9 from Drazel now. Swing security, 14k, Alliance, 2 checks. Check a Magnamon and a Vmon, we Gucci. Then play a Mecha, draw 1, his turn at 2. I probably should have triggered the Medieval to suspend the Mecha, just to have a higher DP threshold. He only has 2 memory, but, you know, just in case. There's no reason not to. It's not like he's going to swing over it. And then Josh hard plays Magna X. I suspend and blow it up. Unfortunate. Swing 4k. Survive. Yep. Swing for game. So we do take game 1. By the way, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And if you're interested in my Royal Knights deck profile, link for that in the pinned comment below. And if you're interested in early access to videos as well as other channel perks, consider becoming a channel member. The join button would be subscribe button used to be if you're already subscribed. So Josh chooses to go second for game 2, so I hatch Drazel, absorb Drazel. I'm assuming he did that because he bricked so hard game 1. I play Last Guardian, Scourge top 3, add Purge, and then gain a memory. Josh hatches V. Evo's in a V. And Evo's in a Magnamon for 4 memory to choke me to 1. I absorb another Drazel. I play Magnamon for 1 memory. Play Purge for 6, draw a card. And tuck Gallantmon and then gain 2 memory. His turn at 4. He swings 8k, 1 check. I let it through, he does survive. And then he plays Cool Boy for 4. And then Fire Rockets choke me to 1. I draw. And Josh even asked me, he's like, you would have blocked if I Fire Rocketed first. And I said, absolutely, I would have. So I absorb Drazel, absorb Magnamon, draw a card from Magnamon. Play Last Guardian for 4, Scourge top 3. Add the Digimon, bot deck double a Mecha, and then gain 3 memory from Drazel. Pop Purge, play out Gallantmon. I want to clear his body. I don't want him to have a dude to Evo into Magna X on his turn if I can help it. So I'm -8. Play Jess for 3. Trigger Jess's effect. Play a token. Attempt to delete the Magnamon. The armor purges. Then I attack with Gallantmon into security from Jessmon's effect. And Gallantmon's effect, I delete the Vmon. So 1 check at 13k. We survive and then his turn at 3. He hatches V. Evo's into Vmon. Plays V for 3. So Josh evos into Magnamon for 2 memory, bounces the token, and then taps Cool Boy to gain a memory and draw a card. Alright, I draw. My Ronets get absorbed by a Drazel. Now -10 from Drazel. I play Omni for 6 memory, and bot deck is Magnamon, and then end of turn I attack without suspending, 16k, 1 check, survive, and Josh's turn at 5. He promotes. He goes into Magna for 2. He bounces my Omni X. I could obviously protect it with the last Guardian, but I actually want it back in my hand because I do have the Megamon Omni X combo that I want to preserve in case I need to do it later in the game. He taps Cool Boy to gain memory and draw a card. Plays Memory Boost, scratches top 4. Adds Magna X, bot decks the rest. Swing Security, draws 8k, 1 check, checks Cool Boy. Thank you, very cool. LOL. And then plays Scramble for 2. Evos into Magna X for 2 memory, and then triggers its effect to unspin, gain 3k in immunity until the end of my turn. So he's 16k on my turn. I play Last Guardian for 4, Scourge top 3. Add Last Guardian, why not? Gain 3 memory from Drazel. I play Justmon GX for free, tap Cool Boy, gain a memory and draw a card. I don't trigger Justmon GX, there's no reason to. And then I play a Megamon for 5 to give him 2. Trying to protect my security. So just draws. Hatches Demi V. Evos into Vmon. As long as I can protect my security, unless he has the one of Blinding Ray, he's going to have to check my security in order to trigger his Magna X immunity. Pops the boost, goes to 4. Plays Vmon for 3, Scourges top 3. Unfortunately, 1 target, can only add the BT8 Magnamon. Alright, he evos into Magnamon for 3 memory, bounces the Megamon, and taps Cool Boy to gain memory and draw a card, and chokes me to 1. So my Drazel absorbs my Justmon GX. His Magnex is not immune since he couldn't touch my security last turn. He's doing his best to avoid getting the Omekamon in my Drazel stack, which makes sense. There's also a way to set it up as long as you have Cool Boy out to force your opponent to play into the Omni X play anyway. Play Last Guardian for 4, Scourge top 3. Add the Alphamon Ace, thank you, very cool. Gain 3 memory from Drazel. The Alpha is a clean out to Magnamon X anytime he's established. So I'm -11. Play Omni X for 5, tap Cool Boy, gain a memory, draw a card. Bot deck is Magna X. And Josh does something here that I'm surprised by. He triggers Cool Boy and plays a Megamon for free. Up to this point, I hadn't seen any of that get revealed. I haven't even seen an Omni X pop up in a search, but it tells me that he's playing Omni X for sure because there's no other reason to play a Megamon in this deck. So I did give that away. And then I attack without suspending and raid into the Magnamon at the end of turn. And then he armor purges, so no piercing, unfortunately. And then his turn, he can scramble. He scrambles, puts a Magnamon on top of his deck, and then draws for turn after unsuspending. He promotes the Vmon. Evos into Magnamon for 3 memory. Attempts to bounce my Omni X. He's going to go ahead and trigger his Cool Boy here to gain a memory and draw a card while I'm thinking about my Omni X. So this is interruptive. It would technically happen before that. So I'm going to use Cool Boy first to play a Megamon for free. And then I Last Guardian to protect the Omni X. So I get a free dude. Thank you. Now I have 2 blockers. So he swings with the Megamon. I block with my Megamon. And now I have a Megamon in my sources, which is pretty dope. He swings security with jamming 1 check. I go ahead and block that because I don't want him to get a free check since he's not going to die to anything in my deck. I'd rather him be forced to risk it because my DP of my guys are so high. So he activates X Antibody, activates Fire Rocket, and then Swing Security triggers X Antibody, evos into Magna X for 5 memory, triggers his effect, unsuspends, gains 3k, so he's 15k for 2 checks. Nothing I can do about that. First check, he triggers the effect, so it's 18k for the second check. And so he does beat over the Omni X, And I'm thinking on that check to see if I want to trigger the Magnamon effect just to play the body back out. I wouldn't Omni-X the board, there's no reason to, but it might be worth it to just have the extra body on the field. So I go ahead and do it. Suspend Drazel, play Magnamon, and then my turn at 4. So unsuspend, draw for turn, let Magnamon, or let Omni-X get absorbed by Drazel. Play Alpha for free, suspend Cool Boy, gain a memory, draw a card, minus his Magna X by 15,000 DP until the end of his turn. Play Cool Boy for 4. Then play Sister Mont Blanc for 3, trigger her effect, discard another Blanc, and draw 2. And then at the start of his turn, Magna does die, and then his turn at 2. He hatches his last Tama, the Demi-Vimon. Evo's into Vimon. And now I'm finally set up to where I can potentially lethal him barring security checks. This is more of a grindy matchup than you'd expect on paper, at least to me. So he plays Blue Memory Boost for 3, Scourges top 4, adds Magna X, bot decks the rest, chucks me to 1, hopes for the best. Drazel absorbs my Alpha. Swing with a Magnamon, 5k, 1 check, survive. My current reduction from Drazel is 13. So play Omni for 1 memory, trigger double Cool Boy, gain 2 memory, draw 2 cards. Pop my Drazel, play out a bunch of dudes. Alpha, Omni-X, Jessamon GX, Jessamon, Gallantmon, and Magnamon. Trigger Jessamon's effect, play Token. And then trigger the effect to attack with Magnamon, 7k, 1 check. So he does die to the battle, so I gain 3 from Alpha first, and then draw a card from Magnamon, then he dies. Then swing with Jessamon, survive, and then swing for game. So we do take the match 2-0, but we do have a bonus game 3 coming up for you. Josh wanted to see what it would have been like if he didn't brick game 1. So Josh chooses to go first for the bonus game 3. Hatches Demi-V. Evo's into Vimon. And plays Cool Boy for 4. I hatch Drazel, absorb Drazel. I play Last Guardian for 4, Scourge top 3. Add the Omnimon. Gain 1 memory from Drazel. And then play Cool Boy for 4 to set him to 3. He promotes. Evo's into Magnamon for 3 memory, triggers Cool Boy to gain a memory and draw a card. Swing security 8k, 1 check. Does survive, checks a purge, thank you. Plays another Cool Boy, gives me 3. I draw, absorb my 3rd Drazel. Play Jessamon for 5 memory, tap Cool Boy, gain a memory, draw a card, trigger Jessamon effect, play Token, and blow up his Magnamon. He triggers Magnamon's effect, draws a card, plays Vimon back out, Vimon effect, Scourges top 3. Can only add the Paladin mode. And then his turn at 1, he spins, draws for turn, hatches his Demi-Vimon. Evo's into Vimon. Evo's into Magnamon for 3, taps double Cool Boy to gain 2 memory and draw 2 cards and maintain turn. Activates X Antibody. Swing security, triggers X Antibody. Evo's into Magna X for 5, triggers its effect. 15k, 1 check. I go ahead and let it through. He does survive. He triggers the effect again to go to 18k, why not? I draw, absorb Drazel and Jessamon. Now I'm reduced by 8. Play Jessamon for 3 memory. And get to play another token. This is the first time all night I needed a second token, so we scramble for a second token for me for a minute. Boom, second token. So I actually forgot to bring tokens to the locals this night, so I bought a couple of packs of Dragon Ball Fusion World just to get some tokens. I was hoping for some cool Vegetas, but we'll take Videl and Bulma, I guess. And tap Cool Boy, gain a memory, and draw a card. And I play Magnamon for 4 and draw a card. His turn at 1. So I've established 2 blockers, so it's going to be very hard for him to trigger that Magna X effect on his turn. He promotes. Evo's into Magna for 2 memory, triggers double Cool Boy to gain 2 memory and draw 2 cards. Pretty good. Yeah, you're not getting my security this turn, but swings, draws, 8k, 1 check. I block. Swings, 12, 1 check, I block. And then he plays Scramble for 2. He goes into Magnamon for another 2 memory, triggers its effect, gains 3k, and unsuspends, gains immunity, so he's 16k on my turn. Drazel absorbs my Jessamon. I'm -9 now. Play Alpha for 9, tap Cool Boy, gain a memory, and draw a card. I target the immune Magna X to -15k until the end of his turn. And then I play Magnamon for 5 to choke him to 1. So start of his turn, that Magna X is going to die, rules processing. He Armor Purges, and then triggers that Magnamon's interruptive effect to draw a card and play a Vmon from hand or sources for free. It's one of the only times you'd Armor Purge when you're going to die anyway, is just to get to your other effects. So he plays that Vmon back out. Unsuspends and draws for turn. Hatches DMV. And I realized after that happens that what I should have done here, instead of playing the Omecamon and choke him to 1, I should have suspended my Omecamon and Alphamon to play Medieval for 7 and give him 3 memory. And I could have forced the Armor Purge on the Magnamon that wasn't immune. And then if he did do that effect, I could trigger Medieval again. I would suspend the Vmon and I would pop the Magnamon, and then he would be forced to draw a card and play out another dude. So he'd have nobody to be able to swing at me this turn. Evos into Vmon for free. Evos into Magnamon for 2 memory. Bounces the Alphamon. I lose 5 from Overflow. He taps double Cool Boy to gain 2 memory and draw 2 cards. And then if he did just that, I would be able to play that Omecamon for free off the Cool Boy when he bounces the Alphamon. Plays Vmon for 3. Then Evos into Magnamon for 3 memory. So he's choosing to pay 4 here and reduce it by 1. It does bounce the Omecamon blocker, obviously. I'm not sure if he's doing that to choke me to 1 or not. If he's not, it's a misplay. He swings security, 12k. He does trigger the effect before the battle happens, so he gains 3k, unsuspends, but he does still die to the 16k, so he Armor Purges. So now he has a 10,000 DP Magnamon that's immune. Swings again, 10k, dies again. Now he triggers the effects, draws a card, plays the Vmon from sources, triggers that effect, scorches top 3. Adds the Magnamon, bot decks the rest. Alright, and then he evos into Magnex for 5, triggers its effect, plus 3k and immune. So yeah, that was a misplay. He should have given me 4 memory instead of 5 memory here. So I am reduced by 9 from Drazel still. Play Alpha for free, tap Cool Boy, gain a memory and draw a card. Target the Magnamon, -15k until the end of his turn. Then I play Medieval for 7 by suspending his Vmon and Magnamon. And then force the Armor Purge on the Magnamon if he chooses to. So he does Armor Purge. And then I don't Vortex over any of his guys because I don't want to get blown up by an ace. Yeah, and then start of his turn, Magnamon does die. He does choose a Scramble, puts the Magnamon on top of his deck, draws it for turn, promotes. So here we go. I have set a trap. So obviously he can't poke at my security or he will pass turn because of the Alphamon. But if he evos into the Magnamon that bounces and bounces my Alphamon, I will be able to play the Omecamon from hand for free. And I can actually trigger Medieval's effect first if I need to, if he has like an armor on the field or something. It doesn't really matter. And then I can trigger Omecamon's effect to warp into Omni-X and clear his board. So I've set a trap here. He's not going to be able to kill me. And Josh actually says he shouldn't bounce the Alphamon. I assume he's thinking that I have the Omecamon Omni-X Man, which I do, but he actually says I can't ace him on top of the Alphamon. I can only ace him on top of the Medieval Gallant, which is also correct, but what really would happen is he would get blown out by Omecamon. So evos into Magnamon for 2, taps double Cool Boy, gains 2 memory, and draws 2 cards, and bounces on Medieval. But now if he swings, it just passes turn. Unless he has another Magnamon that bounces dudes, but then he still gets Omni-X'd. So, trap card. Activates X antibody, swings security, and then doesn't trigger the effect to Evo. It makes me wonder why he even activated the X antibody. Maybe he forgot he didn't have a Magna X in his hand. I'm not really sure about that. So I'm like, no effects, and so he checks security. I gain threat memory from Alphamon, and then the battle happens, and he's forced to Armor Purge. And then my turn at 2. So I draw, Alpha gets absorbed by Drazel. I finally get a chance to clear his board. Swing over the Vmon with a mecha. I play Magna for free, tap Cool Boy, gain a memory, draw a card. And then suspend both of his guys with Medieval's effect, blow up one and then Vortex over the other. And his turn at 4. He hatches Demi V. So now I've set up another trap. I don't think there's any way for him to get rushed, but on the off chance there is, randomly, I can block with a Magnamon, trigger Cool Boy, and still a Mecha Omni-X him, just in cases. Evo's in a Vmon on the back, and plays Vmon for 3, and I trigger Medieval Gallant, LOL, get it out of my face, suspend, blow him up. So Evo's into Magnamon for 3 and raising, and hopes for the best, just hopes I can't kill him. Drazel absorbs Magnamon, draw for Magnamon's effect. Drazel's minus 11 right now. I pop Purge, play out Jesmon, since he's a duplicate name. Now I'm minus 10. So I play Omni for 4, tap Cool Boy first, gain a memory, draw a card, and then trigger Omni's effect, pop Drazel, play out Magnamon, Alphamon, and Jesmon. Jesmon effect, play out a token, and then attack with one of my Digimon, attack with Medieval, and suspend Magnamon for Alliance. 18k, 2 checks. First check, gain 3 memory from Alphamon's effect, let's go. And then second check, doesn't de-evo anything. Swing the Mechamon for 4k, he dies, who cares. Swing the Jesmon, 11k. Swing with Omnimon, checks a Fire Rocket. So it could kill my token from Jesmon or Magnamon. Doesn't really matter though, I have 2 more swings even if he pops a token. I draw off the Magnamon, swing for game. So we do take the match 3-0, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.